Hello everyone and welcome to System Hoppers, the actual play podcast when we can never decide what we want to play. My name's Mark, and join me and our players Tolban, Hexeye, Mild and Hikaru, as today we're stepping into the fantastical realm of Fabula Ultima. This is part 3 of our playthrough of the press start scenario. For an explanation of the game mechanics, check out our first episode. To give a quick recap, our players are a group of adventurers exploring the cratered ancient city of Megiddo after hearing rumours of soldiers from the neighbouring Elonian Empire spotted in the area. Approaching via airship, they were grounded when a beam of purple energy shot them out of the sky and caused them to crash land. Having travelled on foot, the group found several destroyed Elonian Magitech soldiers scattered throughout the city. After looking at them, they seemed to have been fried by a similar energy to the one that shot their ship down. Blair and Cassandra then spotted a hooded figure who was being chased by a Hexeye, a bat creature with a huge eyeball in its central body. The hooded figure's screaming then caused 2 of the Elonians' Magitech soldiers to reactivate and turn hostile towards the party, alongside the bat creature. A combat ensued in which Cassandra and Blair were able to defeat the Hexeye, with Cassandra's soaring strike grounding it, and Blair's light magic able to exploit its vulnerability to the element. Edgar was then able to use his pistol to barrage the soldiers, and Olivia was able to channel her own life force into dark shadow strikes with her greatsword. The group were able to defeat their attackers, taking a few hits and negative status effects themselves, but we now join them after the fight has just concluded. Who was the hooded figure with the huge backpack that initially caused all of this skirmish?
That was a lot.
But as I said, after the ship crashed, it could have been worse.
I suppose that is correct, yes?
Lavigne, I love your downtrodden attitude most of all about you, and I'll just hold your face and just give you a very knowing, forehead bonk, and then, all right.
I've been told it is my best feature.
And I'll turn to the merchant that was being chased and see if they're all right.
As you do that, you hear her kind of pipe up. As she takes her hood off, you see she has, on her head, she has 2 round little, almost like panda ears.
Oh.
You see she has kind of this yellow armor, this yellow cloak, this big backpack full of trinkets and things. As she takes her hood back, she has these 2 little round panda ears, kind of hair in these kind of 2 side braids. Thanks for the help there. Thanks for the assist. Name's Olivia, traveling merchant. If you're interested in business, I probably owe you for that, I suppose. What with all that? And she kind of glances back at these soldiers.
Well, Olivia, are you always this loud as you go through treacherous terrain?
Yeah, I just thought there'd be, stuff for... I thought there'd be some stuff here that we could use that would be worth selling,
You thought there would be stuff?
Yeah, bric-a-brac, rare artifacts and, gems and that sort of stuff.
Is that usually the type of thing that you do sell?
Yeah, so just bits, bobs, the others. Actually, I did find something that, and she reaches into her backpack and she takes out a small, almost yellowish gemstone she's found, found a thunderstone, so... Yeah, it's not the worst. I just didn't realise there were this and that and them and, all of this, so...
Did you not think to use the thunderstone on the flying eye?
Then I couldn't sell it, could I? Listen, I've had a chaotic few days, so I passed through Amorica, I sold a load of stuff there, and then I got here, and I've been in the crater, I've been able to look around. I've not seen really anyone, so this is the most action I've seen in a while, and I didn't expect to find... Wait, who are you guys?
Hello, my name is Lavigne.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia, you Amorica.
Yeah.
What is the status that's there?
Not good for business.
And besides your economic interests, I kind of encourage and are the people okay? How are the Elonians treating the people? We haven't really heard much.
Well, people used to have money and now they don't have money, and these mechanical people, and she kind of kicks one of them. These mechanical doofuses are it's really hard to run your own little business and sell stuff when they won't let you sell anything, and they make you pay taxes, and like customers stop coming in, and it's just been terrible. And he's like, it's been absolutely awful, if you ask me. There. If you want to buy this Thunderstone, I'll sell it to you for 1,000 zenith. How does that sound? You got that money, right?
Ethan, how about you put this little Thunderstone down and walk away before I beat you with this big old sword I have here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
1,000 zenith? Here in this terrain right now? No.
Listen, this is like the second weirdest interaction I've had today, so I mean, if you guys are hurt, I can kind of help you, rest up and...
You have other things to sell other than this Thunderstone, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, what else do you have that might be helpful?
At this point, you can look at section 6 of your character sheet. Unlike in D&D again, we don't, or like other RPGs, we don't have you don't have to track how many health potions you've got and how many mana potions you've got. What you'll have is you'll have a thing called inventory points. And I believe everyone has a set amount, and I think Edgar has more.
Yay! Oh, I do. I have 8.
Yeah, I think everyone else has 6.
Yes.
Yep.
So what you can do is you can spend your inventory points to use items in combat and out of combat. You can use your inventory points to you can heal yourself up using your inventory points. And then at a merchant, you can essentially buy your inventory points back. And I'm going to say it's 10 zenith per inventory point because you helped Olivia.
And do we have any zenith already? 170?
Yeah, we'll say at the bottom of your sheet how much starting zenith you've got.
Okay.
Mechanically, Olivia will sell you inventory points for 10 per one you want. You can spend them as you want. You can keep, for example, if you want to heal up from getting hit, you have to spend, I think, 3 for a healing potion, remedy. If you want to cure status effects, it's 2 per tonic. You also can't combine them, so if one of you has 2 and one of you has 1, you can't combine them together.
Okay.
Can I spend 5 now and then buy 5 back from Olivia?
Yes. You can spend 5, buy 5, spend 5 more. For these purposes, I'm going to say you can buy as many as you want. And now in combat, you can also spend your inventory points as an action.
Ooh.
It's like reaching into your bag and drinking a potion.
I would like to both heal and recover from my slowness. So that is 5 inventory points, and I will buy them straight back.
Yep.
And you said 10 per...
10 per point you want to buy them. I think it's a fun little system because it's you don't have to get bogged down in all the stuff you've got.
Which drops me to 120 zenith.
Okay.
Between everybody else, how many status effects do we have? Because I can spend some of mine for tonics for people.
I don't have one anymore.
Okay. Blair?
I'm weak currently.
Okay. I'm otherwise healthy, so I'm going to spend 2 to get a tonic for Blair, and then I'll just buy them right back.
I am dazed, however, that actually doesn't affect me at all.
Oh.
Because I already have a d6 on insight.
Oh, that's true.
Some things, like the Hexeye does extra damage to anyone that has 1 ticked.
Yeah.
And I think, Edgar, you've got a special ability, haven't you?
I do. It doesn't work for tonics, but it does for remedy or elixirs. Yeah.
Edgar can use a remedy, and then split it amongst 2 people.
Yeah, it heals for the half. Yeah. That's a cool ability.
A lot of the inventor class, which is what you are, is all about messing with your inventory points in interesting ways.
It's very cool.
But yeah, so is everyone happy to buy back?
Yeah.
Bought up
Yeah.
what they want?
I used an elixir to recover my mind points from the failed, the one that didn't hit anybody. So I'm full up, and as I was drinking that elixir, when Edgar gave me the tonic, and I didn't even notice, and I was like, "Oh, Edgar, thank you so much."
Of course. The way you killed that Hexeye was awesome.
It was very cool.
Yeah, that thing, that really was, surprising to see any of that situation. And then oh gosh. There's obviously something that's happening here, and we're going to figure it out.
It was like you used the power of 1,000,000 candles to just snuff it out.
Oh, yeah, sometimes it just kind of, I don't know. It happened a few times earlier, but
What, it's the light thing?
yeah, it's definitely the most
Oh.
intentional that it's ever been in my life. Like, I know that it's a thing that I can do, but, you know,
Before it was like parlor twigs, and now it's snuffing out evil creatures across the land.
yeah, I think I have. It's been really difficult trying to find what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, like, obviously, I'm supposed to be finishing my studies and making sure that I'm, like, prepared to take over when my father steps down or dies. You know, I don't want to think about that right
Ooh.
now, but
Yeah.
it's been really difficult to try to, like, figure out what else I have that is part of, like, me being me, because all of that other stuff just takes up all of my time. So, I mean, think that, like, this whole journey, this is really good for me.
I think so too.
I'm glad that you guys are here.
Especially if you can recreate that big woo. Because that's obviously how you do your magic things. Ooh.
Well, let's hope it doesn't really, I don't know. Fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, but we'll be ready if it needs to.
I agree.
I'll say, as you're having this conversation, you notice Olivia kind of slowly sliding like further into your eye line.
Sorry, Olivia, how much did you say the Thunderstone was?
1,000 zenit.
Okay, counter offer. How
Mhm.
about we trade? How about you scavenge whatever you would like from these automaton soldier things, and we get the Thunderstone?
I don't know about that one, boss. She kind of looks down at this creature, this barking creature. I mean,
There are some like discharged cores there. You could use those. If you can find a source of power, you can power them right up and they can run things for quite a while. I was actually going to take some to help with our ship, but
you guys have a ship?
it's broken.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not, it is not too broken, but how about this? You can come with us on the ship for the Thunderstone.
Well, how about you tell me where the ship is? I'll go wait for you there. And I mean, what are you guys? Are you done here? Are we going back? Are you?
No, we have some other things to do.
Yeah, we've got things to do here.
Oh, are you following those other two that passed through?
What other two?
Other two, you said earlier that you didn't see anybody. What? Other two?
I said this was my second weirdest conversation. Well, second weirdest thing that's happened to me today. But I was coming through here, and I did see two people coming through that looked kind of scary, and I was hiding from them because I didn't really want to know if they didn't look like the kind would want to buy anything. And then the big bat thing found me, and then I came out here, and then you guys found me. Yeah, that makes sense. I think she like smiles at you.
Yeah, where did they go? Where were they heading to?
She like raises her arm and points at the domed temple. Yeah, they were walking through. Like they weren't really bothered by like. And she kind of points down, and now she points down. You can see like where the ruins are. It almost looks like where you've been walking has also been cleared, and you can see there's these giant like footprints that seem to head towards the center or towards that temple that you kind of spot now. Yeah, there was the big guy. He was covered head to toe in like magic armor, and yeah, and then there was someone with him.
What about the other one?
I mean, neither of them looked like the Elonians, which is kind of weird.
What did they look like?
The big guy was in Magitech armor, big black and red, and then there was a woman with him that I didn't really get a good look at. She was kind of like sat on his shoulder, and he was quite big and imposing. But I think she had a big white like spear, a bit like yours. She points at you, Cassandra.
I'll furrow my brow.
Much nicer than your one, though.
What way did you say they went?
To that temple, big one over there. She points like it's about probably 200 meters maybe from you guys.
Okay. I'll hold my hand out. The Thunderstone, if you will, please.
You got the money for it, or?
We've got the ship.
Well, I'll meet you there if you guys got your thing to deal with.
So you're not going to give us the Thunderstone before we return?
No, because you might not come back.
Do you think we're staying around here?
Well, if you're going back to your ship, you'll be there, right? And if you've got the money then...
Ugh.
No?
I'm going to start walking in the direction that she said the other two went.
Olivia, I'm guessing you don't have many friends.
No, I work on my own. Well, I mean, they were in Almorica, but they don't... No, it's... No.
That makes sense, and I will also walk towards the dome.
As you do that, she kind of waves her arm at you. See you guys back at your ship. Bye.
We also haven't told you where the ship is.
I mean, I'll find it. It's around here, right? She kind of smiles at you. No kind of hint of maybe having caused any kind of upset.
I'll look back and say, I'd suggest don't try anything funny. Our largest friend is waiting back there.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. I'll wait for you to... I'll take a trip back. It's fine. And she's kind of just stood there waving vigorously.
Meet us at the edge of the crater, and we will take you back.
Okay. As you walk away from her, and she waves for a bit, and then she turns back and kind of starts going back into the ruins, like trudging around.
Oh, she is sickly delightful. I nearly have migraine.
Yes, honestly, just awful.
Edgar, you'd mentioned that you might be able to scavenge something from these, and I'm gonna... Is there actually anything that we can scavenge from the enemies that...
From the Elonian the troops?
Yeah.
I'll say, Edgar, you kind of have a look at them, and given a bit of time, you could probably harvest the cores, what's left of them. Yeah. You maybe couldn't do it. You need a bit of time to properly disconnect it all. But these are probably about 250 zenith each, and there's 2 of them. But you'd need a bit of time to harvest that.
If I help with that, can we cut down the time that it would take as well?
I would happily spend a Fabula point to work extra fast.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Maybe it would take a bit longer, but with kind of your expertise and Blair's assistance, you could probably get it done in a jiffy, but assume it would be salvageable. But also, like you said, this isn't exactly a science. It's a science, but not really something you can properly gauge.
Right.
How,
in a dusty crater. It's
yeah. You're not quite in a workshop. Right. Cassandra and Lavinia, are you guys waiting for this, or what's...
Yes, I'm finding a big rock nearby and sitting on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just making it look like I was storming off so that Olivia left us alone.
Oh, fair.
So I'll sit with Lavinia and wait for the others.
Yeah, it takes about 15 minutes or so, but you harvest 2 of these Magitech cores.
Honestly, it's very impressive to watch them work. I'm more just useful with this, and I'll show Lavinia my spear.
Same with this, and I showed the GrapeSodaClub. I don't understand what it is they do, but it seems fun. They enjoy it.
Yes, they're both a lot more cheerful than us as well. Maybe we should learn something from them.
Now that is an impossible task.
You manage to harvest these 2 cores, Edgar, in your small bag, finding a room for it and kind of cushion it as best you can.
Yeah, I say to myself, Leon's gonna love these.
He would.
When do we get another bond? I wanna bond with Edgar over this.
How about this? I'll give you each a bond because you're in 2 pairs. Each person can add a bond to the other person that they're there with.
Since I already have a bond with Blair, do I just add an emotion, another emotion?
Yes, the only thing you can't do is you can't stack. They're supposed to be ones that counteract each other. So admiration, inferiority, loyalty, and mistrust. You can't have a bond of loyalty and mistrust. You can't affectionately hate someone, even though.
Oh, that's a real life emotion I've felt. All right, I'm just gonna be loyal and affectionate towards Blair.
You can stack them, and one of the things you can do, as you might find as villains enter and return from the game, you might have a bond towards villains. I think Lavinia's Dark Knight class, one of the entire things is if you have a bond towards someone and you fight them, you get bonuses. So it's about taking that emotional energy and channeling it towards a person.
Oh, I'm playing the emo.
It's a JRPG. We're all the emo.
That is true.
So now, are you guys heading kind of towards this dome?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe that's
Yeah.
where we're.
So now, you already know that Fabula points can be spent to re-roll dice and improve your dice, but there is a third way you can use them now. So from now going forward, you can spend 1 point to introduce a new narrative element or alter the scene in some small way. A few basic rules: if you change something that I've already introduced, I'll have to yes and it, to nod it, to agree to it. If you change something about another player character, you'd also need their permission. You can't contradict something that I've already introduced or you've already introduced. You can add something to the story, not remove something. And then any mechanical consequences, such as damage or status effects, are determined by me. For instance, a player might spend a Fabula point to declare that the villain is secretly another player character's father. To do that, they need my permission and the player whose father it wants to be. Another example would be spending a point to have an arcane mechanism short circuit and fill the battlefield with static energy. The game master might decide this translates to 10 bolt damage to every creature and vulnerability or to bolt damage for all creatures in the combat. If you look at 7 and 8 on your character sheet, you should have access to the whole thing now. So I think 7 just gives you a few extra actions and 8 gives you a specific ability. Something on clocks. So clocks are just a way to track something that's going on in the game. So for example, the room's filling with gas. This is a 4. If you want to flood the room with a gas, it'll be a 4-piece clock. It's something really simple. But on your turn, you can try and do an object. You can try and move a clock forward or backwards. It'll be a DC 10 check, and for every 3 points you exceed that 10, it'll move an additional piece back or forth. Again, this might come up, it might not. I'm just saying it in case it does.
That's a really cool mechanic, though. It gives you a little bit of keep the thing going.
We've also got the study action now. If you want to study a creature, it's insight plus insight. It's an action in combat. Depending what you roll, I will give you the relevant informations. Cool. So with that, are we heading into the temple?
Yeah, let's go.
Ooh.
So, as you make your way through the ruins at the bottom of the crater towards the large dome-shaped building, from up close now, you can see it's made of stone and brass, streaked by vertical gaps with this glowing purple light. Now that you're closer to it, it actually looks more like an engine than it does a building. Like a machine almost, like Edgar, you especially would recognize that. Upon entering, you see the inside consists of a single circular room, its roof supported by a massive pillar with these arcane sigils and symbols. Judging by the scraps scattered on the ground and the floor, the pillar was originally encased in brass. Its lower section has been smashed by some powerful impact. Standing near the pillar is a tall woman, her grey hair tied up into a single braid. Her left hand grips a long ivory white spear. Her right hand holds an item that looks like a large pocket watch. As she looks over at you, standing in front and moving in to protect her is a massive warrior in onyx black Magitech armor. The woman looks at you and has a sad expression on her face.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Do I recognize this person?
I mean, 3 of you don't know who any of these people are. Cassandra, you immediately recognize this woman as Desdemona.
Okay.
What's the marching order here? Are you the first person in, or are you what? Cassandra, at what point are you entering the room?
Based on the fact that I kind of got a tip off that she would be here, I probably would have been sort of leading the charge a little bit.
Okay. She looks up. She starts speaking before she really clocks you're here. I'd have preferred to have done this without any unnecessary violence. And then she kind of sees you walk into the room. What are you doing here?
I was about to ask you the same thing. Why are you here? Where did you go?
This huge armor. You see it step forward and she raises a hand and it stops. Cassandra, leave. Forget you ever saw me here. Forget you ever saw any of this. And I'll give you the graciousness of letting you at least take your life with you.
What is all of this for? What are you doing? What are you planning?
At this point, I assume everyone else is also back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I'm doing what I have to do. Because of you, actually. And you see, this pocket watch thing she's got in her hand, she's, fidgeting with it, popping it open and closing it. I am restoring the thing that you broke.
How do you expect to do that?
This is all because of your accident that Tristan lost his life. Tristan lost his life because of your mess up, and I'm trying to help bring him back, to get him, to free him from this. And she points at this huge metal figure.
Oh shit.
This is I've worked. Leave, Cassandra, before you get too tied up in all of this.
This will only make things worse. I tried myself to save him. It didn't work.
And I tried harder. You think I've not worked for all of this? I convinced the Elonians to invade that wasteland Armorica so that we could make Tristan into this. But it's not enough.
You convinced them?
Yes, it wasn't easy.
You've lost your mind.
No, I'm doing what I need to do to revive my brother. And it wasn't easy. I've worked, I've slaved away for this, and I'm not going to have you or any of your associates get in the way again.
Tristan would have never wanted this. He always fought for what was right. You caused a nation to lose their home. He never would have wanted this. You know that.
Why don't you ask him yourself? As the large creature lurches forward.
Don't do this.
Tristan, who here is trying to help you? Myself or the acolyte that caused your death, and trapped you in this iron prison?
I'm going to match Tristan's energy if I can, and just sort of interpose in between our lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a dark air of this sort of like black vapor just sort of emanating off of Lavinia.
As you do this, you see a similar aura emanating off this suit of armor in front of you. It's not armed, but it has these huge iron gauntlets that almost pulse with this power. As Desdemona kind of like almost perches over his shoulder. I told you it wasn't easy. I had to convince the Elonians to act. I had to manipulate this whole affair. And I'm shocked that you've come here to stop me.
I'm stopping you on behalf of him. And I'll pull my spear up and glance a look over to Lavinia and give a quick little nod.
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, Desdemona hops with this like elegance onto this metal suit of armor's shoulder. And you can see now what she's holding. It almost looks like a pocket watch or a compass. And when I'm done with you here and I'm done with this, I'm going to use the Compass of the Beyond to link into the spirit world and bring my brother back and free him from this iron prison. And I'm sorry, Cassandra, but I taught you everything you know. This will be easy. And she takes her spear and then, like, the two lurch forward.
I'll just say, maybe if I was alone.
What was the name of the thing that she was holding again?
Compass of the Beyond?
Compass of the Beyond.
Ooh.
Which is a badass name.
Fully.
I'm wondering if I can use my flash of insight to make a check to, if it's possible to like, I don't want to break it because it seems kind of important, but...
It's flash of insight where you make a study action on something and then when you succeed you get to ask me a question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll say while this conversation is going on, while they were doing that, I'll let you use that. So that you have to roll insight plus insight and you have to beat a 13, I believe.
Yes, a 13 or higher.
Yeah, while that's going on, you can study. You get, especially when she jumps forward, you get a better look at this. Ooh.
15 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question? And I will tell you the answer or invent one, and that is now canon if you don't know it.
Gosh, now the pressure's on. I've rolled absolutely horrible every other time. Except for when I'm like, yes, I'll just jump in here. This Compass of the Beyond, I want to know if it has the possibility to bring somebody back that has died. Is there a possibility that it finds the wrong soul and it could go horribly wrong? Or like, is there a way to know if what you're doing has the potential, like if she could fail so catastrophically so that we can try to convince her to not try it?
You would probably know that Megiddo, there's a lot of like lost tech here and some kind of magical artifact that could link the living and the dead back together. Like, it's definitely possible if someone knew what they were doing with it, and it's not like a full, there's no flaw in this plan. Like, if Tristan is dead and they want to bring his soul back, there's an item probably could do it, would be here.
Right. Timeline-wise, like, this crater was created a long time ago or fairly recently, like, at the same time as... A long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, it's an old ruin.
Okay. Because in my mind, I'm just thinking of, like, if something went horribly wrong with the magic that they had here, maybe this is part of the reason that something went wrong here. So
I'll give you on a 15 as well, actually, from what you said on that. From, kind of to answer your question a little bit as well, her plan that you said, like, being able to potentially trap someone's soul in a suit of armor or Morrican metal, that is possible, like, with the right science and the right magitech and the right armor and, like, conductor, bounding someone's soul into a suit of armor and then using a kind of an item to try and free them and bring their body back is definitely plausible. Like, it's not like some lost art here. Like, right, to achieve it, she's caused a small invasion, you know, she's essentially caused almost like a continental war.
I think Edgar was going to try and study the armor, but I don't know, is there, with Blair's role, like, do we get extra information on, like, about max HP or attribute vulnerabilities?
I'll say, while that's going on, if you want, you can do the study action on the suit of armor.
Okay.
So that is insight plus insight again, and I will give you, depending what you get, depends what information you might learn.
Yeah. Okay. Only got a 10, so...
Locking in a 10?
Yeah.
A 10 gets you, what, species, maximum HP, and maximum MP?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Can I cash in, like, more than one Fabula point to get it up to 13?
You can spend 1 point for a reroll, or you can spend 1 to invoke a bond to add the flat number.
Right, okay. I'll spend 1 Fabula point to reroll it. Let's reroll both, actually. Well...
You do have to take the new roll, which means you might... it's a gamble.
Let's reroll just 1. Oh my god.
No. Oh no.
Well, never mind, I guess. Let's stick with that 10.
So you have to use the new roll, so...
Oh, I do! Oh, okay. Well, I guess I don't know anything about this.
I'll say, you're looking at it, it is definitely Magitech armor, and it definitely looks a bit like Lavinia's armor. That's all we have time for this episode. We hope you enjoyed the show and thank you so much for listening. Music from this episode was used with permission from Son of a Die, who made the official soundtrack for Fabula Ultima. Thank you for letting us use it, and I'll put a link to their Bandcamp page down in the show notes. If you want to support the show, please do follow us on our socials. I'll put links down below in the show notes, and we even have a Discord server now where you can talk to the community and see potential updates on what we're playing and might play next. Join us next episode for the finale of our playthrough of this scenario, in which the group face off against Desdemona and Tristan in a final battle in the ruined temple. Take care.